Well, can you imagine? Hey, everybody, it's Jim Hegemier with Leslie Wells Realty again, and we're back for another season of So, How's Real Estate? Hey, thanks for caring. We're going to talk about real estate issues that sometimes may not be considered that entertaining. Folks, we don't make this stuff up. We can't. I mean, I watch these television shows on cable TV, and I'm like, you can't say that in real estate. Somebody's going to sue you for something if you tell somebody that. You certainly don't want to seek legal advice, investment advice, or marriage counseling from a realtor, do you? Are you kidding? But we're back from a summer break, and we took a little personal time, but we're settling into our new location, which is awesome. We took some continuing education, we built some relationships with new builders, and during our time off, we've been busier than ever with buyers and sellers. You know what they say, if you want to get busy, take a vacation. Well, here's what happened. Me and the team and I, received training on the new real estate contracts. Okay, not that exciting, I'll admit, until you need it. Get into a jam with real estate contracts, and suddenly you're going to find me very interesting. I know a contract is a contract, and it's all there in black and white. Read it, and there you have it. Nothing to it, right? Well, I don't know. Are we talking about a FAR 11, a FAR bar, a CRISP? Do you know about the financing, inspection, and appraisal clauses? How about days? Are we talking about calendar days or business days? And yes, I know what business days are. How about what conveys with the property? Curtains, balances? Who owns the keys to the clubhouse? You know, some say that the big wave of distressed properties have come and gone, and although the home that you're buying may not be distressed, was it ever? You know, we're seeing title defects raise their ugly heads on properties that were not currently distressed today, but issues were never properly handled when buyer A got such a good deal from seller B 3 years ago at the auction. Oh, it's nice to be needed. And we learned about the pitfalls of hiring unlicensed contractors. Who needs a license? What repairs can the homeowner make? The criteria of a handyman and the liability held by the homeowner when hiring the unqualified. Are you buying new appliances to put into the home that you bought as an investment to flip? Be careful. We learned about permitting, what requires a permit, what does not. October 1st, of this year, there are a lot of changes in our county. And speaking of changes, did you know that flood zones are all changing? What didn't used to be now is. As growth and development is taking place in our area, maps are changing. You need to know. I can't imagine going at it alone these days. And we still see an oh-so-slight steady increase in pricing in the market, slow and steady as she goes. Inventories are down, which drives pricing up. Law of supply and demand, right? New construction is rocking. By the way, I've said this before, and I invite you to go back to the previous podcast, but if you go shopping at the new home builder alone, you could very easily leave money on the table. And if you don't take a realtor, well, Jim, seems to me that if we cut out the middleman, we'll save a commission. Actually, in this case, it's just the opposite. The price is the price, and we don't want to mess with the appraisal comp situation, but when it comes to builder-seller contributions and discounts on the upgrades, I promise you, you'll be glad that you brought a teammate with you. Anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about you. We have an exciting podcast this time. Not like the others weren't, but my friend Donna Wilcox is going to be with us and share the world of DW-ness. And we've got other big plans. You know, if we can get through security, we may even get the president on the line. Let's see what happens. But first, Donna Wilcox. Hi, Donna. How are you?
I'm fine. Jim, did you have a great summer?
I did. You know, it's great to hear your voice again.
Well, it's gone down a couple of octaves. That's what happens with age.
No doubt. No, I hear you. Hey, what happened this summer, real estate-wise? What did you do? Inform us.
You know what? It's really great to be back on Just Jim, the Realtor podcast.
Right on.
After a hot educational summer. I'm telling you, I did a scavenger real estate hunt with 5 of my grandkids this summer. We visited 18 neighborhood communities north of our beautiful Manatee River. The communities have fantastic giveaways, great for school. Plus, we collected the latest floor plans, learned how many lots were left to build, new price sheets, and, of course, each sales rep received a gift from Donna Wilcox, the team, and family. Now, you may ask out there, listeners, why would I do that? It's all about both buyers and sellers. I'm a part of a very super talented and know what's happening team. Also, I attended some classes throughout Florida, Jim.
Okay.
Basically regarding the international market. The trips were both educational about international and very informative on what was happening in other parts of our Sunshine State. You know, Jim, I understand that we're going to be having Leslie on today.
How about that?
Wonderful, wonderful add to our podcast. And she certainly agrees with me that the international market is a very huge positive for our sellers. These people are mostly cash buyers who want to have a house in our bedroom communities of Palmetto, Ellington, and Parrish. You know, this business is sure a big rush for everyone, not only for realtors, but also for our wonderful sellers. And now, by the way, we really need houses to sell. And we're ready when you are out there, listeners. Just give Jim or I a call. Listen for our numbers at the end of our show. Now, the rest of my summer was taken up by eating strawberries at the wonderful roadside stands, learning a lot about new contracts, what's going on in the world today with real estate, and we all do that based on our clients. I intend to be a realtor until I can't talk anymore, and let's hope that never happens.
Well, Donna Wilcox, I appreciate you, and as a professional, you set the bar very high. You know, I look forward to having a very productive season with you. What do you say?
I know we will, and remember, folks listening out there that have houses just thinking slightly that they may want to sell it, they really need to call you and I right now, because the average time for a house to be on the market has gone far, far from the 60, 90 days. We're selling them in 35 to 45 days, as long as the house is listed at market value. Thanks so much, Jim, for having me on the podcast. I look forward to seeing you real soon at one of those wonderful sales meetings.
Well, Donna, that'd be wonderful. Hey, thanks for your time and your enlightenment today. Ladies and gentlemen, Donna Wilcox. Oh, my gosh. You know, I'm more than excited about our next guest. You know, we have a lot of fun with this and that and whatever. And I can tell you all about her real estate accomplishments. And she's going to tell you that she puts her skirt on the same way that you and I do. But she is the immediate past president of our board of realtors and the president of our company. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and welcome Leslie Wells. Well, listen, what an honor and a pleasure it is to have you on our podcast today. You know, I just saw you like 10 minutes ago, but how are you? Tell us about...
Great. How about you?
Good. Tell us about the big picture in real estate. Tell us about recent events and future events. What do you see happening?
Well, I think I'm really, really encouraged about everything that's going on right now. Lots of meetings in the last few weeks with builders and developers, and everybody seems to be looking for property to build more homes on, and just talking to a lot of local builders, their numbers are way up. So I think it's a really good sign for us.
Well, great. Let me ask you this. What do you see happening in short sales, bank owns, and distressed properties? Have you seen a big change in that in the last few months?
It looks to me like we're seeing fewer and fewer of the short sales on the market, that's for sure. And the ones that are on seem to be moving pretty quickly. We've had a few here in the office in the last few days that have been to contract maybe for 30 to 60 days, and we're getting bank approvals already, and seems like it's going well.
Oh, great. Tell me about your experiences with retail lending. Do you see any changes in mortgages and financing? What's that looking like these days?
Everything seems to, you know, I hate to sound like we're painting this rosy, rosy picture, because I know there's going to be people out there that, you know, sometimes there's some blips in their credit and things like that. But we're hearing that banks are moving fairly quickly now. VAs and FHAs are really at more about 45 days. And I think regular conventional financing is probably close to 30 to 45 days. But things seem to be moving, and appraisals, the good news in that is the appraisals seem to be doing better.
Well, that's good news about the appraisals, but tell me about the new office. You know, I have a window now, and I appreciate that, but are we settling in? How's things looking there?
We are settling in. I have a few of my agents in here, you being one of them, Jordan Chansey being another one, that have agreed to pitch in and do some housekeeping touches out on the front. Things that we advise our sellers to do, a little bit more curb appeal.
Yeah, now I'm on the hook. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
so you're on that committee.
Okay.
And but it's exciting, and I'm loving the ideas that everybody is coming up with. Now, the good news is when you walk in the office, it's really the wow factor. People are coming in and going, oh, my gosh, I would have never expected this from the outside. It looks great. Beautiful wood floors, crown molding, and lots of space. It's got a really, really homey feel when you come in, and I couldn't be happier, quite honestly. We're excited about the amount of traffic that we're getting now, too.
Good. All right. Well, listen, I know that you're involved in the community heavily. I mean, you're part of the Airport Authority, you're Manatee Association of Realtors. I think we're on the Parish Committee. What's happening community-wise? What do you see happening in Parish or in Ellington, Palmetto area?
I was at a meeting recently, and I understand that we're moving forward. Things are going well on the new Fort Hamer Bridge. That's an exciting thing for all of us up here, I think. Whether you like the idea of, just because it kind of connects our end of the community with East County, connecting Parish to like Lakewood Ranch area, but even from a safety standpoint, it's going to be great if it happens. And there was a meeting in August at the Civic Center with a huge crowd. People came in and had bright neon yellow shirts on supporting our bridge, and that was held by the Coast Guard. And they were taking the results of that meeting and taking it to the next level. So I think people are pretty encouraged that that's going to happen.
Well, I think the secret is out about development here in the North River, East County area. Don't you agree?
I think that that's going to be probably a big reason why so many developers are looking at this community up here. You know, this whole area from Fort Hamer area up through State Road 62 area out, and that, you know, properties that we had been involved in actually in the sale of to developers back in 2004, 5, and 6. And a lot of the developers actually took the time and spent the money to go through the entitlement process, only to find out there were no buyers for it. And so the ones that were financially stable were able to hold on and hang in there, and I think they're going to reap the benefits now because there's a lot of builders that want to be up in this area. They see the benefit of being so close to St. Petersburg and to Hillsborough County for commuters, and I think it opens the market to a whole new group of buyers for us.
That's exciting, isn't it? Huh?
It's very exciting. I can't wait.
Good. Well, listen, I know you're very busy. You always got a phone or two in your ear, so I really do appreciate your time, helping us out today. And let me ask one more question. Who's your favorite real estate agent?
Well, my favorite is Jim Hegemier.
That's a great answer.
Because he's just on it. He's always got great ideas going, and he's a doer.
What a hoot.
Not just talk about it. He does get it done.
Leslie, thanks a lot. Have a good
Jim.
weekend.
Hey, thanks, Jim, for finally having me on.
Well, what a great guest. You know, we should have had you on much sooner, and you've been a good sport about this, too, so I appreciate that. Thanks again. Take it easy.
Thank you, Jim.
All right, bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, Leslie Wells. We probably could have came up with a little bit different theme song than that, don't you think? Yeah, I think. Well, there you have it. You know, we covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time, and this is from the experts. And I'm surrounded by people who know what's going on, and they have the right answers. Speaking of which, if you would like to send us an email, simply insert somebody's name like Jim, Donna, or Leslie at LeslieWellsRealty.com. For instance, Jim at LeslieWellsRealty.com. I think most of the agents at Leslie Wells Realty use that system. You know, I also wanted to mention that in a passing conversation with our friend Donna Wilcox, I found out that she has international buyers that are looking to buy property. So I invite you to call her directly. Her cell's 941-518-8090. Again, that's 941-518-8090. And she may have a buyer for you. Well, listen, I wanted to thank our special guest, Leslie Wells, for her time today. Thank you, Donna Wilcox, and thank you, Pastor Bob, for the hot guitar licks. And, of course, thank you, the listeners, for listening to So, How's Real Estate?